It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. It seems I've been missing from the scene, but I'm always coming right back. In the city, just a couple niggas with me, cause I know I gotta watch my back. And I'ma be the realest when the dog falls out. And I'ma still be standing when the sky fall out. They say it's gang gang till it's time to roll out. But when them things bang, where them niggas at now? Real nigga for life. They thought I disconnected from my essence, Rocking shades, but never blocking my blessings, Come from a place where it's dreary like fatal fury. The hardest fight that you face is a jury. We never worried, nigga. Ain't seen a marriage providers coming, we grown for it. Gun smoking, new pause, death stuff in new force. True gold, blue tour, shooting at your coupe door. Niggas catch a body, then rap about it on TuneCore. That's why I'm distant in my DMs. Rappers trying to be friends, but I don't think to me sin. I've been on some business, building LinkedIn, signature like in stores. Won't even touch your fucking track without an invoice. Develop habits to elevate in my brackets. I notice most of my peers to get comfortable being stagnant over 10 years. Trying to plant my feet in the ground, but not a taste of victory is about as sweet as it sound. Yeah. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there today. Now, for those of y'all that tuned in yesterday to the Megan Thee Stallion legal update / Nicki Minaj through shots at Jay-Z and Meg video, then y'all know I talked a little bit about Nicki Minaj going in on Jay-Z yesterday. I didn't have a lot of time to go through it. I didn't have a lot of time to really analyze everything that she was saying or come up with, fact checked anything that she was saying. I was just really just running through her tweets. So today I'm going to do a video and just kind of really look at what she's saying, try to get some understanding as to what her actual issue is with Jay-Z. Is it strictly monetary? Is it about, Megan Thee Stallion being a part of Roc Nation? Is it something deeper? I don't know. But we're going to at least address the claims that she's put out there with a little bit more, precision today, I guess you could say. Now, before I get into that, make sure that y'all vote for your boy, you know what I'm saying, on the Global Citizen Contest. All you got to do is hit the link in the description, hit the free vote option. Do not pay them any money. It will allow you to vote once per day, and that is to potentially get me on stage for the Global Citizen Festival in New York next month. I'm currently in 7th place, so we trying to get back up to the top, all right, to the first number one spot. That also would entail $50,000 and an interview with Rolling Stone, which would be a major opportunity. So again, if y'all would be so kind, if not, it's all good, man. We still gonna keep doing what we do, but it's an opportunity. Now, let's go ahead and pull up the tweets from Nicki Minaj and again, try to evaluate what it is that she's actually trying to convey to the people. All right, so the onslaught yesterday began where she retweeted No Spin TV with their update about Megan Thee Stallion's case with Emilio Garcia, who is suing Megan. Her legal team has been trying to get this case tossed. Unfortunately, it did not get tossed, right? Certain parts of the lawsuit were dismissed while other parts were allowed to remain, okay? The harassment claim that Emilio has against Megan at this current point will remain, and it will be evaluated through discovery and in court, if I'm not mistaken. So we're just going to have to let that do what it do, run its course, and we'll see, what the facts present at a later time. But being that they put this information out there, they basically made it seem as though the judge completely denied dismissal. And Nicki Minaj then put this laughing meme up and said, "Oh no, what was that law again?" Of course, referring to Megan's law from Hiss, right? Where Megan threw a jab at Nicki's husband. And now she's trying to say, oh, what was that law again? Which at the end of the day, I really don't understand how this is a one-up. But, a win is a win for a person that is petty, a person that doesn't give up a grudge. So she's going to do what she do. Okay? So moving forward, I'm not going to address every tweet because she wasn't saying nothing here, but she's laughing. She then goes into how the shade room is involved. She says, okay, well, let's see if they're quick about the next one. The shade room. Would you like to be placed in a lawsuit for knowingly posting lies and using bots, allegedly? Okay, well. Okay. So I don't know what lies the shade room posted about Nicki Minaj, but she's threatening to sue them. Okay. Now, again, I still don't understand what using bots would legally entail as far as the shade room using bots on Instagram or what have you, unless these bots are, I guess deliberately made to hate on Nicki. Perhaps she would have a case if she can prove that, but that's what's there, right? She continues and she posts this photo that 50 Cent put up, and again, this is about Jay-Z and this young man. Well, he a grown ass man now, by the name of Ramir, who is suing Jay-Z. He's asking for a paternity test. He claims that Jay-Z slept with his mother over 30 years ago, and he is his illegitimate son. Nicki Minaj says, is this why he was trending the other day? I don't know. To God be the glory. And Jay-Z has been, kind of evading this situation, trying to get it tossed out from the courts. This is a retweet. TSR fell for the plot. Nicki really baited them. I don't think y'all understand. She comes back. Barb's, let's trend Jay-Z again before I go to Twitch or Kick. Once again, it sounds like Nicki Minaj is about to try to launch her streaming career, okay? Taking some cues from Drizzy Drake, because he's over there, he's allegedly signed with Kick, which is, in a very close proximity to Stake. And he was allegedly supposed to be doing weekly streams on Kick. Never really materialized. But now she's talking about going to Twitch or Kick. And I think maybe she's going to come out and actually start speaking about what her true issues are if she is to start live streaming. Or maybe she would just keep stringing y'all along for attention. Who knows? Now, here she's referencing this Emilio Garcia, Megan Thee Stallion thing, talking about being a gay man doesn't give any woman the right to sexually grind on you. That's about Megan, right? But here we get into more Jay-Z talk. Jay-Z, touch not my anointed, blah, blah, blah. Nicki Minaj puts prayer hands up. Jay-Z is not impervious to criticism. Ain't nobody God here. Word to the baby in the manger. This is black exceptionalism. Run amok. Have several seats. You will not get away with dirt in your closet like none of us can. She once again puts prayer emojis. Now, one thing that I do want to address here before I move forward is if Nicki Minaj can put prayer hands and support somebody who says that Jay-Z is not impervious to criticism, then why is it that people come on my channel, all I do is cover this situation, and then they say I'm on Rock Nation payroll? If Jay-Z is not impervious to criticism, then how is Nicki Minaj supposed to be? How are any of our public figures supposed to be impervious to criticism? Just find it interesting how that works out, okay? We had some people that were angry or didn't like my stance yesterday. My stance hasn't changed today, so I guess you'll be mad again, but God bless you. Okay, so here's where we get into the stronger allegations here. She says, we've calculated about 100 to 200 million so far. Jay-Z called me to settle this karmic debt. It's only collecting more interest. You still in my top 5 though. Let's get it, nigga. And anyone still calling him Hove will answer to God for the blasphemy, okay? So here is the money play. Now, Nicki Minaj, once upon a time, claimed that Jay-Z owed her money for the sale of Tidal, right? There were originally, 15 to 16 artist investors that were supposed to be a part of the brain trust of Tidal along with Jay-Z. Many of them did Tidal exclusives. And for those Tidal exclusives, I don't know if they actually invested money out of their bank accounts. But for them to be a part of this meeting, for them to be a part of the process and to, commit some sort of early releases with Tidal, doing some sort of exclusivity deal, they were supposed to be granted 3% of the company. Okay? Nicki Minaj was among those artists who was supposedly granted 3% of the company. Now, interestingly enough, we have this tweet here from March 4th, 2021. Shout out to Andrew Hamp. He says, today's Tidal news means the 15 artists plus Jay-Z, which would equal 16, who were gifted equity in 2015 just got a nice chunk of that $297 million. As I reported at launch, each act got 3% equity that equates to a $8.91 million cash out. Full list of partners here. Okay? Now, I do believe that those partners included Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, Kanye West, J. Cole, Rihanna, Usher, Alicia Keys, Deadmau5, and a few others. I think Madonna was in on it. I'm not finna click on this and keep moving, but I said pretty much the majority of the people off the top. All right. So $8.9 million was supposed to be sent Nicki Minaj's way. Now, interestingly enough, Nicki is actually the only artist we've heard. I think T.I. was also in on it. But Nicki's the only artist who's actually come out and complained about not receiving her share of that money. For what reason, I do not know, and I do not purport to know, all right? And I do believe that if Nicki Minaj was stiffed out of her $8.9 million share, she should do what she needs to do legally in order to get that rectified, right? I in business, if you are not properly compensated, the only real solution for you is to take it to the courts. Why she hasn't, I do not know. I don't have the answer for that, okay? But we'll continue because this is not the only bit of money that she's claiming, all right? Now, I don't understand how your amount goes from $8.9 million to 100 to 200 million. That is a very large scale. It sounds to me that you want the whole sale of Tidal damn near. But anyway, we'll continue. Fast forward this to September of last year. This is after the Super Bowl announcement and everything had taken place. We get Nicki Minaj here once again on Twitter. And here she goes into her issue with Tidal. She says, I received a call advising Tidal was sold and they made no money on the deal. Okay, so out of the 297 that they supposedly made from Block buying out the company, she claims they told her, hey, we really didn't make no money. Okay, so all they could offer me was $1 million. But wait, there's more. Okay, so that $8.9 million cash out she was supposed to receive, she claims was deduced down to $1 million. Furthermore, she states the lawyer advised that Deseret advised him that I had to sign the agreement in 24 hours if I wanted the $1 million or the offer was off the table. She then says, listen to the end of fractions for what my response was. Okay, so this is where we get our first remnants of her, I guess, dissing Jay-Z. Okay. Now, although she may have dissed him on fractions, there was at least some level of respect or something still between the Carters and Nicki Minaj, because I believe after she had her child, they sent her flowers, which she posted on social media, gladly accepting them. And I got to correct myself. It wasn't about her child. It was about her winning the MTV Video Vanguard Award, all right, for the iconic and massively successful music videos that she's put out throughout her career. And it was just basically like a career achievement, similar to how BET Awards, does like those lifetime achievement joints for artists, right? So she received flowers from Hove and B. You know what I'm saying? So they put Hove and B on this motherfucking bouquet for her. So perhaps that's why she's saying if y'all still call him Hove, it's blasphemous, but it was all good just a couple years ago. All right. So this is congrats on your beautiful award. Sending you all of our love. Okay. So that's from Jay and Beyonce. Will I Am also sent her flowers. Right. So This is Will I Am, you know? And this is kind of where things get tricky when you post so much stuff online. You post the ups, you post the downs, and then when you kind of go off the deep end, people are able to pull up the receipts and kind of dunk on you when you seem to be getting a little bit you know, out of your joints. But we shall continue. Now, keeping up to speed with Nicki Minaj claiming that she was not paid, where we just saw that she was sent $1 million offer, or at least she claims it was $1 million with a contract that she, I guess, never signed. We have this moment where Steve Stout went on the pivot to come out and talk about this a little bit. So let's go ahead and run this.
To defend anybody. I really don't like when people who open up doors as black people get shitted on publicly like that. I just don't like it. I think in that case, what Nicki did was wrong. To bring up Tidal, his streaming company, that he gave you equity in, that you didn't sign the fucking paperwork, and that's the reason why you left millions of dollars on the table. That man didn't do nothing to you. To be talking about somebody who's putting, whether it be Kendrick or Wayne or Drake or Usher, he's putting them on the biggest stage. That's what we should be applauding. That's growth. But the crabs in the barrel thing, oh, not him, fuck him, da 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 da. We can't do that. That's black on black crime. I don't like that.
No.
And maybe that's what it is. I think Nicki's great. I'm great artist. Very successful career. Don't do that. Just like, let's not do that in private. This social media thing where you start shooting at people like that, like, and not like a jab. I'm talking about like, fuck him and this and that's a little too much. I just think that's a little too much.
All right, so that is Steve Stout, and this was a year ago almost, with his response to Nicki Minaj going after Jay-Z. And of course, remember, this was all really spawned from Lil Wayne not getting the Super Bowl, right? And for whatever reason that struck a chord in Nicki to just be like, you know what? Fuck this nigga for life. Okay? So we'll keep going from here. Now, what I wonder, and I haven't seen the paperwork, probably will never see the paperwork because who the fuck am I, right? But at the same time, I do wonder if the $1 million that she claims that they offered her, was that a one-time payment of $1 million, or was that we'll give you $1 million now and then pay off the rest of the balance over time? Again, I don't know, but to go from you own 3% of the company, you're supposed to get a $9 million share, and we only have $1 million for you. I don't know too many people that would be so keen to just accept $1 million when their share was supposed to be 8 to 9 million. And we haven't heard anyone else complain. So I do wonder if we could give you $1 million now, and over the course of X amount of years, we could get the remaining balance to you. Again, I don't know. I can't say that. I'm just wondering if there was any verbiage that could speak to that. Okay. Nonetheless, she claims that the debt is $100 to $200 million. So fuck the million, fuck the 9 million. Okay, she say 10x, 20x my shit, bitch. She then comes back and says, I'm going to use some of the money Jay-Z owes me to send some of my barbs to college, pay their school fees and student loans via my Student of the Game charity. Now, this is not the first time that Nicki Minaj has said that she was going to come out and do some sort of college fund for her fans. I believe she actually came out in 2017 with the same sentiment. Now, if you or anyone you know or love has received benefits from Nicki Minaj for a college fund, please stand up. Let us know. Okay? And I'm not being sarcastic. I would love to know if she actually made good on that because she's claiming to want to do it again. She then comes out and says depose Deseret. And once again, Deseret is Desiree Perez, the CEO of Roc Nation, who Nicki Minaj is vehemently against. Okay? If you get a message to post hate or lies today on any platform, I'd advise you to say no. They won't cover your legal fees. I'm guessing she's saying Roc Nation. Because in her eyes, Roc Nation is sabotaging her in every single direction, every which way. Okay? She has been saying that they're surveilling her. She's saying that they keeping watch on her Instagram and limiting her views when she goes live. Okay? She's claiming that Jay-Z owes her money, karmic debt of 100 to 200 million with interest. And she's also rallying behind Damori Hadley, which is Desiree Perez's daughter, with their legal trouble. She's also been banding in support of Tory Lanez against Nicki Minaj. We just saw her dilly-dallying with Amber Rose a couple days ago. Didn't talk about that either, but Amber Rose has been publicly advocating for Tory Lanez and trying to do everything in her power to help him retain freedom. So all of this is an ongoing cycle against all things Roc Nation, okay? She dissed Elliott Wilson, who is very close with Jay-Z. She dissed Steve Stout for coming out and doing that interview to try to give a little bit of clarity to the people, all right? Now she's threatening content creators and or blogs, okay? She's saying if anybody is giving you information to post and it turns out to be lies or what she deems as a lie, they will not cover your legal fees. Just today alone, we've added 5 blogs and 5 content creators. I hope you got a lot of money saved up. Hope it's worth losing everything, including your account. So she's now threatening to sue blogs and content creators for posting misinformation about her. Okay? This didn't go the way they intended. Every time you try to get the attention on me for your own financial gain, it'll go back on the things you don't want it on. Oh, and there's a lot more. She then puts up another poll for Kick or Twitch to let her fans vote. She has over 81,000 votes. I'm going to go ahead and just put my vote in. Go to Twitch. Okay? 51% of the poll says the same. Go to Twitch. 48.8 says go to Kick Streaming. She then reposts Tea with Tia. I told y'all Tea with Tia is known for posting misinformation on social media where they speak on the deposition of Desiree Perez. Now, I can't speak to the judge granting the deposition of Desiree Perez. I do believe that there's supposed to be a deposition. I don't know if that's in relation to the Emilio situation or the Demery situation. Because I know they've been trying to get Desiree to do a depo for Emilio, but they haven't had much success with that. So I don't know. She then posts the Joker face. She's asking, is it true? I'm learning so much about my rights. All of this type of stuff, right? Here she goes directly back at Jay-Z again. Dear Jay-Z and Deseret, you ruined hip-hop. Still trying to understand how he ruined hip-hop. This is the same guy who bailed out Wayne with multiple millions of dollars when he was in debt. This is the same guy who came and put the money up for Lauryn Hill when she was in IRS debt, going to be jailed. So he ruined hip-hop. He put on a lot of people and gave inspiration to many more. She says you ruined football, of course, with Roc Nation being the selection committee for the performers at the Super Bowl. You ruined basketball. I don't even know, who she's talking about. Perhaps she's talking about his influence on LeBron James. Perhaps she's talking about Roc Nation management, sports. She says you ruined touring. We know Roc Nation was launched in a partnership with Live Nation, but I don't understand how they ruined touring. Live Nation been Live Nation since before any of this came about. She says you ruined Instagram. I don't know Rock Nation's ties to Instagram. She says you ruined Twitter. Uh, I mean, Jay-Z's friend was Jack Dorsey, but Jack Dorsey is no longer here. He was bought out. So y'all, Elon is who y'all got. But she claims that, Jay-Z and Rock Nation are responsible for likes being hidden. If you use this platform, likes have been hidden for about a year now, but she just caught on a couple weeks ago. She says the jig is up. All of this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. I find it very interesting that you're threatening to sue content creators for posting misinformation, but now you're putting disclaimers on your own posts. Jay-Z, you let Deseret do a lot of evil to black people and you stayed silent. We used to believe you. You went out sad, nigga. This is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Disclaim again. Deseret, did you get that 40 million, 55 and paying for bots? Oh, bot nation. Okay. Here she goes all in. So let me get this straight. Y'all so-called black savior Jay-Z has a Hispanic CEO who was pardoned by President Trump. Just like Lil Wayne was. Interesting. So does that mean Deseret isn't a Democrat? Black people, I thought y'all hate Trump. Excuse me. I thought y'all hate all Trump supporters. Wait. Did Jay-Z ever campaign for Kamala? He's benefited so much from the party. When President Obama gave the speech about brothers, why didn't Jigga Man come out and strongly campaign for the Democratic Party at the time? You do remember Jay-Z was like a huge reason as to why Obama was elected in the first place in the entertainment industry. I think he invested heavily into his campaign as well, if we're talking Obama. Could it be that y'all have been hoodwinked? Woo-wee. That was so kind of President Trump. And that was so kind of President Obama to passionately go out and campaign. But what did Mr. Jigga Man do to help y'all win the election? I find it very interesting that she says y'all in reference to black people. Shout out to, who was it that actually pointed that out yesterday? Shout out to Get Into the Black for asking, like, what does she mean by y'all? Why is she saying y'all when she talking about black people? But when she's in a position of feeling disparaged or in a position where she felt disrespected by institutions in the music industry, she always said that they're trying to take down a black woman. But now she's othering herself by saying, I thought y'all black people. Interesting. And y'all as in Democrats. So she's othering herself from both. Okay? Which, hey, that's her prerogative. She is Trinidadian. That's her prerogative. Okay? But she says, y'all let them play in y'all face. Once again, LMAO, the jig is up. Okay? Now, this is where things get a little tricky. Because she says, Deseret, were you out marching with your fellow Mexican immigrants? Okay? Now, some people may know, some people may not, but Desiree Perez is actually not Mexican. Okay? She is Cuban. All right? And as much as she's out here trying to rally or rage bait people against Trump, because that's actually what it is, these are the same types of talking points that Trump does. He will call you Mexican, although you may be Puerto Rican, or he didn't even like the Puerto Ricans when he threw that toilet pin, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of lump you in with all Hispanics as being Mexican. All right. And she's saying it loudly, proudly, boldly. It's almost 24 hours later. It hasn't been taken down or edited. So it seems to me she really doesn't care about getting it wrong. This ain't the first person she's misidentified as Mexican. Remember Cardi B? Anyway, right. You were pardoned by President Trump, so you kind of can't, right? I mean, it kind of implies you guys are cool with him while y'all seem to pretend to be against him. Or y'all not his friend either anymore, just like Diddy. But you was friends with Diddy too. Thought Diddy low-key managed you at one point. I mean, if someone pardoned me, we'd be friends for life. You've done so much evil to black people. And just completely forgetting to point out that Wayne was pardoned by Trump. And he's damn near been friends for life. You've done so much evil to black people. Now you've turned your back on your own as well, it seems. Don't you guys over there keep black artists fighting while you sit back and benefit from both parties? If I had gotten a pardon from President Trump, imagine the uproar. Yet the Rock Nation CEO doesn't, and yep, you guessed it, silence. Black people, until you speak on this, you can never ever. Here we go again with the you can. Y'all. I wonder how Deseret thanked President Trump for that kind gesture. Kind gesture. LOL got a Hispanic woman allegedly calling her son-in-law an inner under the protection of y'all so-called black savior while y'all sat around making them rich. Is that actually on video? When y'all needed them the most, they were silent too. Silent though, huh? Chin up. Jay came out to perform recently once that legal stuff started coming out. Yet when Obama was pleading for the brothers to vote, the brothers is crazy, to vote for Kamala, the richest and most influential black rapper was nowhere to be found. Maybe I'm forgetting. I don't know. Did he even say one word? Seemed like an urgent request by the tone of Obama's speech. Yet Brother Billionaire never got in the field for y'all, huh? When y'all needed him the most. After all that money he made off the Democratic Party. Brainwashed black people. My God. You wouldn't know that this was a black person behind this account. Those blogs won't be here a year from now either, so enjoy, okay? Threatening to take down the blog gang. So wait. Jay-Z had Not Like Us playing at the Super Bowl after his CEO was pardoned by President Trump. We got to find out who is they. We trying to find out who is y'all. President Biden posted Not Like Us after Deseret was pardoned by President Trump is so. What I find interesting is Deseret wasn't pardoned for sexual crimes. So what does Not Like Us have to do with it? But we do know someone or a couple people on the hook for sexual crimes. We'll keep moving. Guess who just got a brand new weird case? I guess she's about to learn the law now. I didn't catch on to this yesterday, but I think this is circling back to Megan. Learn the law, Megan's Law. Got motherfucking Kermit the Frog, doing a little jig. I can't believe this shit is real. This is the most Kanye-ish shit I've seen in a minute since Kanye. She says, Democrats attacked me over my cousin's balls. She gonna bring this back up? She gonna bring that back up? About the fucking, wasn't that about the COVID vaccine or some shit? Remember? Let's see if they have any thoughts on that Deseret pardon. Let's see if they have any thoughts on Brother Billionaire never campaigning for Kamala even after Obama pleaded with the brothers. Isn't this the brother? The one brother who could have probably gotten the job done for y'all? Gotta say y'all, because she ain't saying us. Well, if the top brother in charge can leave y'all hanging without repercussions, then make everyone else leave you hanging as well. Jesus. Hanging like my cousin's friend's balls. Yeah. Yeah, dog. She done snapped, people. She says, I hope the money stolen from my tour was hidden really well. I'd hate for there to be money laundering, embezzlement, etc. Now, getting into Nicki Minaj's tour, right? She bragged the entire year and part of this year about how successful her tour was, sold out every city, every state, every country, every motherfucking province she touched was sold out. She would not let us breathe. Every tweet that she said was about Gag City and the hashtags #1 tour blase blah. Her tour reportedly brought in $108 million last year. And now she's claiming that the money was stolen. Okay? And she's saying it better be hidden. Now, what I don't understand is what connection would Rock Nation have to steal her money? if her deal was with Live Nation. Rock Nation does not own Live Nation. Okay? So Rock Nation wouldn't have the jurisdiction to be coming and taking her money. And that would be like the easiest fraud to prove anyway if they did do some shit like that. But they're going to say, hey, here we go with a Jay-Z apologist. Hey, man, say what you want. It's not really going to matter. None of this shit changes. Whether my opinion is here or not, this shit been viewed by millions of people, dog. So she's claiming that her money was stolen. Now, I have seen people out there that claim that Nicki Minaj basically toured for free. This goes back to last year, around the time that Hiss came out and around the time that she was preparing for Bigfoot. And she ended up throwing Ken Barbie under the bus as well. And we know Ken Barbie put a tweet up basically showing that Nicki's publishing revenues were either put up as collateral or sold. I do believe part of her publishing catalog was sold to a company called Harbor View. And she also had given access to her publishing catalog to another company called Global Music Rights. Okay, you can go look this up for yourself. I do not know exactly if that was against her touring, because I do believe she was supposed to embark on a tour in 2019, which was canceled. So people felt like she accepted some money for that tour that wasn't paid back. Therefore, it was paid back via publishing revenues. I can't say if that's true, but that's a narrative that's been circulating. And Ken Barbie was saying at the time, you're about to do this tour for free. That was a year ago, predicted. We're now in July of 2025, and she's claiming her money was stolen. So perhaps the tour revenues were collected for whatever loan that she had that was still active. I don't know. Can't say that definitively. She then follows back up and says, Barbs, it looks like I've been locked out of my Instagram, okay? Now, again, just days ago, she was blaming Rock Nation under a thinly lit veil that they were doing something to her Instagram. Now she says she can't even get on with her own shocked meme. Man, oh man. She follows up, thank you to all the judges and lawyers who have helped my family and me. God bless you for doing what you could to protect my son. I won't forget. Thank you to everyone at Republic for being amazing to me and helping me to get back in the studio for PF2. Okay, now, judges and lawyers, very interesting. God bless you for doing what you could to protect my son. Her husband, Kenneth, he's got an active case. This case has been following him pretty much his entire life. Damn near the last 20, 30 years. She claims that Jay-Z and Rock Nation are responsible for trying to separate this man from her family and her child. I can't speak to the nature of any of that. Okay? So then, damn. This was 3 hours ago. This is today. So she retweeted this. Let's not forget who sits on the United Justice Coalition Advisory Board. Jay-Z, head of Rock Nation, Desiree Perez, their CEO, and Alex Spiro, a self-described crisis control expert. I don't know if that's what he calls himself, but we'll continue. Then there's Tamika Mallory, Gayle King, and Charlemagne, who on The Breakfast Club shows clear bias whenever Rock Nation artists or topics come up, which explains why he pushes one-sided narratives. With connections like these, it's no surprise people question how much influence they have over the justice system and media stories. Okay? What are these shoes? Anyway, somebody got we're not going to get into that. Shout out to her and her shoes. If you bought her shoes, you support her shoes, more power to you. If you love Nicki Minaj, I suggest you go buy a pair today. You know what I'm saying? To help with the situation. But I gotta call it like it is, man. Like, as it looks at this particular moment, it seems that she's completely snapped. It seems that she needs to talk to somebody, whether it be a therapist, whether it be a lawyer, for whatever money she feels that she's owed. Um, she's gotta get off of social media, man. She needs to take a break. And she needs to take some time for herself, figure out, what the rest of this year looks like. I could have swore she was trying to get back in the studio and get back to releasing music, but it's all been this same cycle. Tweets, station heads, a lot of decoding, mumbo jumbo, which is why I haven't reported on any of it, because I'm like, dog, I'm not finna sit here for 20, 30, 40 minutes at a time trying to decode whatever secret language she's trying to convey to her fans. If they understand it, awesome. But I'm not gonna be doing the fucking legwork of trying to decode that shit. Okay? And I know there's gonna be some people that say, J Nolan, you hate this woman. No, I don't. I don't hate Nicki Minaj. I tell y'all all the fucking time. I think Nicki Minaj is a very talented artist. I also think that she's an unhappy person. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everything that contributes to that unhappiness, but that's what it presents like to me. And anybody that I would see in the normal real world presenting themselves in this fashion, I would probably say, definitively say the same thing. I don't give a fuck if it was somebody related to me. If they presented in this way, I would say, damn, you definitely seem unhappy. What the fuck do we need to do? Right? You're spending weeks, months, nearly years, more than years. Everybody else is the problem. Everybody else is the enemy, whether it be Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Jay-Z, low-key taking shots at Beyonce when you feel like it and sometimes want to be nice with her. Desiree Perez, Steve Stout, Elliott Wilson, Travis Scott, Kylie Jenner, the Grammys, Lotto of all people. Lotto wasn't even a real threat, and we saw what happened with that. The Coil Ray situation, I won't blame her for that because Benzino hopped out of line. The frenemy, I don't know if you like me, hate me thing with Doja Cat. It's a lot of people. Her twin flame, Kanye West. She wouldn't clear that verse. She said, fuck him too. Based on the day and time of the week, what about Drake? I don't know, man. Y'all could tell me. But I based on my lived experience, typically when I see somebody who has nothing but enemies, I'm prone to believe you were probably the problem. You're the common denominator in all of these situations. Everybody hates you. Everybody hates Chris. But yet you've been allowed to have such a massive career, such a uh, influential, impactful career. But everybody at every corner has been dedicated to your detriment. I don't know, man. It's a lot of talented artists who are never afforded the opportunity, especially women that were never afforded the opportunity to taste a sliver of this woman's success. So, what about those people who have people against them? Again, y'all can feel free to let me know, man. And no, before anybody else can say it, I'm not a fan. Okay? But I'm a human being first. And if she would come out and just be vulnerable, because she's been online doing these things for years, If she would just state what her true issue is, from like, fuck the station head, fuck the we gotta go download the motherfucking cue cards for your code words and shit. Come out and say, this nigga did this to me. I tried to go get my money. They sent me this paperwork. It was fucked up. It said this, and this. You didn't sign the paperwork, so clearly you didn't sign an NDA to be talking about it because you keep talking about it. So go ahead and let us know what were the predatory clauses on that $1 million to where you didn't accept it. Because to be honest, a person who feels they're owed money ain't gonna decline the money. Till you get every dollar that I think you owe me, I'm not gonna accept nothing. Most people will want a down payment on their motherfucking money with some collateral. You're going to have to make me feel good about this shit. You're going to have to do something. But I don't know a motherfucker who just going to say, man, if you ain't got my whole shit, forget about it. That don't make no sense. But again, I think she's talented. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people buy into this woman's brand because she looks good, and she does. You know? And as she continues to get older, she still looks good. Like, we're not going to take that away from her. However, that is not enough for me to blindly say that I think you're right 100% of the time. And then when you speak in code and you do hidden language, how is anybody supposed to understand you, to sympathize or empathize with you outside of your loyalist fans? Yeah, they're going to ride with you till the wheels fall off. But the rest of us out here that ain't sipping from the Kool-Aid, we need a little bit more context. It makes no sense to be trying to pull one-ups and I gotchas and jokes about sexual harassment claims or people's weird cases when you have married and procreated with somebody who has a weird case that's been looming over their head their entire life. Not to mention you have a brother with the same type of shit going on. It makes no sense to be out here trying to preach political when you have no political stance 364 other days out of the year. Let me get the fuck up off of here, man, because they're gonna fuck around and be trying to send my information and be like, hey, we got a 6 content creator for your ass. And I really don't want no smoke with homegirl. Like, I remember hearing Nicki Minaj in 2006 and my cousin was super excited about her. I was like, shit, I'm not really crazy about that name. But she rapping though. Why she choose that name though? She overexceeded everything that anybody ever expected that she would do. And for that, I say congratulations. You did it. You won. But now that we're here, is this really how you want your legacy to be remembered? Because this is what the people are going to remember more so than those hits that you gave them. More so than those verses. More so than those albums. More so than those tours. Now, your fans, they're always going to uphold those moments. But the rest of us who are watching and spectating and viewing this shit, these are the things that stick. I'm gonna catch y'all in a little bit though. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch y'all in a little bit. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit on my almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. First I'm out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.